Start with an acoustic flat-top guitar, add a fiddle, mandolin, banjo, bass, and dobro, and you have the makings of a bluegrass band. Named after the home state of the father of the genre, Bill Monroe, who gave his band the moniker of his home state of Kentucky, the Bluegrass Boys took the world by storm, creating a new sound whose fans today number in the tens of millions around the globe. Bluegrass is often called the music of community.
I think bluegrass music is called the music of community because it's played by musicians in a band. It's not played by solo artists, although it is passed down from one solo artist to another, and it is played all over the world, which makes a global community.
Bluegrass music arose in the late 1930s and early 1940s. It took much of the form it has today between 1945 and 1947, when the classic edition of the Bluegrass Boys included Bill Monroe, Earl Scruggs, Lester Flatt, Chubby Wise, and Howard Watts, also called Cedric Rainwater. Use of the term bluegrass to describe the sound first occurred in the mid-1950s, yet it wasn't until the 1960s that bluegrass came to be viewed as an independent genre rather than a part of country or folk music.
I think bluegrass music is America's most saleable and most valuable export, and it's also a wonderful import. We have bluegrass musicians playing in 75 countries in the world now. Those are established bluegrass communities. That makes for an incredible tourism potential, and also, you think about it, what about peace through music? Because when you're playing music together, you're going to have harmonious relationships.
Down beside where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio.
Along the south bank of the Ohio River in the River Park Complex in downtown Owensboro, Kentucky, is a monument to the music that means so much to so many, the International Bluegrass Music Museum. The museum was established to preserve the history of the music that Bill Monroe created and many others have helped to shape.
It's located near Rosine, Kentucky, the home of Bill Monroe, in Owensboro, Kentucky, Western Kentucky, which is really the beginning of bluegrass music, and it's famous all around the world. It is the only international museum for bluegrass music, and we have visitors who come from everywhere to see our wonderful exhibits.
Soon after the Board of Trustees of the museum established its mission to develop and maintain an environment in which people of all ages can discover the richness of bluegrass music through an exciting and educational experience, it became clear that it would take more than a building in Owensboro for the museum to achieve its lofty goals. So ambitious programs were launched. One was the Video Oral History Project.
The Video Oral History Project is a very important part of our museum. We began interviewing the first generation of bluegrass musicians several years ago, and we now have over 200 interviews, and we're very proud of that, and we will have them for our archives, and we do show films of them when people come to visit the museum.
Each year at the annual Monroe-style mandolin camp, the leading proponents of the bluegrass mandolin impart its secrets to select apprentices from emerging generations, a faculty consisting of some of the greatest ambassadors of Monroe-style mandolin practitioners assemble to examine issues related to the development and execution of Monroe's mandolin style.
Our main purpose is to promote and continue the style of Bill Monroe's mandolin playing. I've been teaching in this camp for 3 years. This is my third year, and campers should take away an appreciation for Bill Monroe's music, and that's what we want to. We want them to feel that they've actually learned something about Bill Monroe's music, and that they've become inspired to take their own skills a little higher, and also to come back.
With registration for each camp capped at 50, the camp's intimate environment allows for ample opportunities to receive personal, hands-on instruction from each of these legends of Monroe-style mandolin.
What I like about the mandolin is that it's the main instrument in bluegrass. And if you want to be in a bluegrass band, you should know some Bill Monroe licks. I came to the camp to learn Bill Monroe-style mandolin, which is the heart of bluegrass music.
One of the highlights of the mandolin camp is an all-star faculty concert. More and more people globally are being drawn into the international bluegrass community. and are developing the genre within their own folk traditions. The International Bluegrass Music Museum is continuing the legacy that was started by Bill Monroe, a legacy that has stood the test of time. To learn more about the International Bluegrass Music Museum, call today or visit bluegrassmuseum.org.